Hello, and welcome to the Splain. Dan Rothenberg and Joe Klosik, two guys trying to figure it out. Not the right wing, not the brosphere. Left of center, with humor and empathy.
Welcome to the Splain!
Welcome to the Splain, everyone. I just noticed, Joe, we got 23 subscribers.
23, buddy.
Which is up from 20. So that's more than 20.
That's 3 more than 20.
Yeah. So we're hoping to get
crushing it. Buddy.
We're hoping to get.
Yeah, we'd like to not count on one hand the number of subscribers.
All right.
Right now, we've got a goal of 25, which is 2 more.
However, thank you to the person. I should let me see here. Thank you to the person that commented on the last one.
I believe that might have been my girlfriend.
Really? All right. Thank you. Joe's girlfriend. I'll take it.
She's an amazing fan and follower and listener.
Listen, comment on my childhood.
She listens to every episode twice.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Marry her.
Because tell me about it. She's pretty amazing. She loves our show. And she feels like she gets more out of it when she listens a second time. And I'm like, oh, you're the perfect woman.
Wow. Okay. So we'll settle for people listening to it just once. And so listen, subscribe if you're out there. We're going to start blasting.
Tell your friends.
We're going to start blasting shorts, and I think that's going to help.
Blasting. Maybe let's not say blasting shorts. That sounds like
sounds like a little. That sounds creepy. Okay, we're going to be.
Sounds a little, but I mean I like it.
Okay, but here's the problem. The other alternative is dropping shorts, and that's even more. Last time we talked about my being, block-walled out of Descript. I cannot get to our old account in Descript, which is our editing program and what we're recording on right now, because I'll bring you through it real quick. The email I signed up with is no longer active because people move on from emails, don't they, Joe?
They move on. They do.
It's the kind of email that was connected to my old domain name, which was disabled because people move on from their websites, don't they, Joe? It's not me.
People move on from websites.
I moved on.
It's not you. You moved on.
So then they asked me for the credit card that I signed up with, which I lost that multiple times. People lose them, don't they, Joe? This happens.
People move on from credit cards. They lose them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And basically they said, well, for your own protection, we can't recognize you. I mean, I'm out. So I decide.
So all that genius.
So I decide I'm going to have to go back and get the Dan at therothenbergtherapy.com again. I'm going to go back, get that email again. And if it was Gmail, it would be easy. But this is a whole thing that is connected to a domain name. So I get a Hushmail person on the phone. I get someone on the phone. Again,
you got someone on the phone.
Now, not on Descript.
That is rare.
The problem is with this Descript app, there's nobody to talk to. So I get this guy on the phone. So I say, okay, can I reclaim this? Do whatever it takes to reclaim this email, right? So I can then start getting the change your password messages from Descript. He says, yeah, in theory, that should work. I'm thinking, I'm getting there.
In theory.
We're not just controlled by machines yet. I'm a human talking to a human, backtracking my way back in. And so then he says, we just need the username and password for the domain name. Said, how do I get that? Well, you got to want with the... I'm serious.
It's not... People move on.
I don't...
From passwords.
Isn't it... And I honestly feel like this is it. Hell, the computer has got me blocked out for my own protection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm there.
Well, Dan,
There's
we don't
nowhere
know.
I
It's
can
really
show
you.
up and go, "Hi, I'm Dan Rothenberg." That doesn't exist with
Doesn't
this.
work
So now I
anymore.
can,
Doesn't
in
exist. No.
theory, here's the tough part. When you're not a tech person, people talk to you like you have a
Yeah.
basic knowledge that you don't have. It's maddening. You feel stupid. Well, what
Yeah.
platform did you sign up for? I don't know.
Platform.
Platform.
I was on a desk.
I'm sitting on a chair. Okay. I farted. Does that help?
Uh,
I
so your password is FART.
yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm
I
with you, buddy.
don't know. I'm a human
We're
being.
old. Is
I signed up
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
you. I want to do a
Yeah.
talkie into a Mikey because I'm paying you $30. Um. Anyway, so should I embrace this and try to recover the thing with the thing? Should I
Uh
just bail on it and then you and I have to recreate some content?
oh, so much genius has been lost
I
now.
know.
Um okay, I think just for the sake of not being frustrated, I think we move
All
on.
right, we move on.
And I hope this isn't going to get us blacklisted on Descript. Um, I went down to Descript's
You
office
did?
because, yeah,
Oh,
because I mean, every time
okay.
I
So
had
it's in
logged
San
in, it
Francisco.
always
So it
showed
so
it's in
happens
San
Joe
Francisco. It's
lives
on,
where
yeah,
descriptive. Okay, so what
I live in
happened?
San Francisco. So I went down there, and it's a nice enough building, and I'm looking through. You can't really look through the
Looking through
windows.
tinted
Um,
windows. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a bell that you can ring for deliveries, right? So I rang the bell. I
Yeah.
didn't have a delivery, and I was hoping like, well, it's like our chime ring system, and a
Uh-huh.
voice would come on. No voice came on. I knock on the door a couple of times. I'm just waiting out there. I'm trying to be like, get my friendliest look
Uh-huh.
on. There's cameras, because every place has cameras. So I'm just trying to be like a friendly face.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody comes out. Nobody says anything. I I don't think there's any humans working
Mm-hmm.
at this company.
Nothing.
I truly believe this now.
Okay.
No,
Anyone out
it's
there?
all AI.
Descript. Does Descript contain humans? Are we human?
I don't think they do.
You're watching us on
I
Descript. Is this human? I don't I
maybe
don't
this
even
is
know. I
AI.
don't know, Joe.
Dan, are you Dan? I mean, you could be like a fake person that has this fake
Okay, I
backstory.
think I'm Dan, but what do I know? I can't access my account. What do I know?
I love that. I
I
think
think
I'm
I
Dan,
am,
but what do I
but
know?
the program we're talking into doesn't recognize. I can't seem to not pay for a whole other account. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you've been following this, but it to me it's fascinating. I don't know if it's fascinating to everyone else. So Bill Maher, who I
Yes.
used to be a big fan of,
Yeah.
right? So I find him insufferable. The last couple of years I haven't watched because I just find him insufferable, and he has really embraced the right wing. He has a lot of right wing guests on. He has said over and over and over again that the Democrats are crazy for embracing
Hmm.
trans issues, but he's
Right.
just insufferable. So
For
he
embracing, again,
decided,
not to interrupt. I just want to throw this in there.
yeah,
For embracing trans issues. What does that
yeah.
mean? Embracing. So what do you?
I mean, he has said that Democrats have lost their minds for championing trans issues,
Right.
right?
Have
And
they?
you know,
How much have they? Basically, if you really look at Democrats, from my point of view, we've championed,
yeah,
and this is Democrats, not progressives, not Gen Zers online. Not that. I'm talking about who's a Democrat. Nancy Pelosi and AOC have basically embraced
yeah,
trans issues, consistent how they've embraced all LGBTQ
as human
issues,
rights, yeah,
general
yeah, yeah,
respect and
yeah, yeah.
inclusion. Okay, go ahead.
But that yes, so Bill Maher, in his effort to listen to
Hmm.
everybody, accepted an invitation
Mhm.
brokered by Kid Rock,
Yeah.
as one
Right.
does. One of the leading intellectual thinkers on the right side, Kid Rock,
Yeah.
brokers a dinner invitation from President Trump to Bill Maher. And so Maher has dinner with Trump at the White House. None of this is recorded, but Bill Maher comes back and says, you know what? Trump was very measured. He was very calm.
Mhm.
I told him, "Hey, you had lost the 2020 election. We had a frank exchange of views, but he's not this monster that he's been portrayed." And of course, all of the Democrats and the liberals are like, "Listen, you're out of your fucking mind, okay? Because you might have had a 2-hour conversation that was quiet and measured and interesting,
Mhm.
but look at his actions.
Right.
Look at what he's done politically,
Right.
right? And so Larry David
Mhm.
writes the satirical piece about having what would it have been like if he, as a Jew, had gone to dinner with
Mhm.
Hitler, right, before things really took off. And it's a pretty funny satirical piece,
Yeah.
but it's obviously aimed at Bill
Mhm.
Maher, and Maher is basically giving Trump some protection by saying, like, no, he's not this guy you think he is.
Yeah.
It's the actions,
Right.
right? He anybody can fake
Right.
being
It doesn't
sincere and measured
matter
for 2 hours.
what a
It doesn't
president is
matter. It
like
doesn't
behind
matter.
closed doors. It doesn't even matter. You're affecting um you're affecting things systemically as a president. It matters what you're willing to do to get votes. I don't care. So
You're
for instance, when we discuss race with the respect of the current president, we talk about race in my opinion, in an outdated way, which is what's in your heart and are you a good guy? And so Trump isn't racist because he hangs out with black athletes and he tips his doorman and he's a generally cool guy. But if you're willing to get votes in a way that makes um, life unsafe for black people because you're stoking fear, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what's in your heart.
right. Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Or look at his DEI. His dismantling of DEI has gone so far that they took down any mention of Colin Powell, who was the first African American
Hmm.
Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Yeah.
They took down any mention of the Underground Railroad from all of the
Undoing
historical websites.
undoing civil
He's
rights.
just
Undoing it.
just completely
Yeah.
deleting the history of Black people in America.
Mhm.
That is what I think the satirical piece was all about. And of course, what did Bill Maher do? He did that classic thing of, well, I think by writing that piece, you are demeaning the
Yeah.
memory of 6 million Jews
Total
killed.
That's a
So
total
Bill
right-wing
Maher,
trope talking point as a Jew.
exactly.
So let me say, let's talk this out. Let me go to you first.
Okay.
In all honesty, from your Splain left of center but reasonable point of view, should Bill Maher have had dinner with him? Is there anything wrong with that?
I don't think so. It's okay to go to dinner with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to, and look, in my heart of hearts, I do believe we need to have open communication with all sides.
Mm-hmm.
He is the president,
Mm-hmm.
so it's good that we can have some kind of back and forth. But I think Bill Maher comes across as easily fooled and naive and full of himself for just wanting to be, he just wanted to participate in being in the presence of power
Yeah.
and coming away going, he's not a bad guy. Like, you're out of your fucking mind. He's a bad guy.
So I disagree with you a, a little bit in that
Ooh, this is
I don't
fascinating.
think I am absolutely
You don't think he should have gone to dinner?
well. Okay, let me put it this way. All right.
It's okay.
No, it's a tough one. In theory, go to dinner with anyone you want. Okay. Now, let me make something clear before I um before I give you my response. If Trump called me and said, "Rothenberg, I want you to come to dinner at the White House," I would want to go. Why the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Just so I could call you and be like, close it. Holy It's an experience. I would want to go have dinner
Yeah.
with him just to say I did it, and I'm curious what kind of sandwich he eats. I would like to try a Trump burger.
It's a Big Mac.
Yeah. I'll
It's a Big Mac.
I,
Yeah.
to satisfy my curiosity, but at the same time, if I was Bill Maher, I would ask myself, okay, where's this going? And what purpose does this serve? And it's not just dinner. Here's the point. Because I see a lot of right-wing people kind of making the point that you were making, which is we should all have discourse, okay? We should talk to people we disagree with. Scott Jennings on CNN. Yeah, why can't he sit down and have dinner? If I wanted to have dinner with Biden, would you be accusing me? Here's the difference. I've got the answer, Joe. Okay? Is everybody ready for why
I'm ready.
Bill Maher shouldn't be having dinner? Or
Let's hear it, buddy.
this is why. It's because he's not just the president, he's an aspiring dictator. Okay? Now, you can disagree he's an aspiring dictator, and then it's fine to have dinner.
I agree.
But
I
if you
agree.
believe he's an aspiring dictator, then a part of a dictator's motive is to be charismatic. And if you
Right.
sane-wash him, you are
Right.
helping him. Okay?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And I would
agree
say
with
that Bill
Yeah.
Maher knows he's an aspiring dictator because he's been calling him out.
He knows.
So back
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
Bill Maher was saying, and he was right, he's not going to leave office. There's no way he's going to leave office. Now, Bill Maher likes to take
Yeah.
credit for that. I said he wasn't going to leave office. That's the mark of a dictator. So if you believe he's a
Right.
dictator, then you go to dinner with him and talk about how, wow, he's a really good guy.
Do you know why I think he went to dinner with
Why?
him? Because Bill Maher wants to stay close to power,
Yeah.
and Bill Maher knows he is losing credibility. He's also he's not that thinker that everyone goes to anymore. He's being passed.
Really?
People are moving on. Yeah, he's not as relevant. I think that's the word I'm
Okay,
looking
so
for.
you
He's
want
not
to
as relevant
dive
as
into
he
the
once
relevant
was.
pool a little bit.
Well, I think that's what he's trying to do, and I ask myself, like, look, if I got an invite to go to dinner with the president, would I take it? Yeah, but I think I would spend a lot more time challenging him, no matter how calm he was, and saying, listen, you deported a man
Right.
illegally, and you're violating a Supreme Court order. Why are
So if
you
you want
doing
to,
that?
right, if you want to, right, I imagine he wouldn't have a good answer for that. As charming as he is,
No,
and as good as
no.
his little piece of chocolate cake, we had a piece of chocolate cake. We
Yeah,
sat
it's
down.
it's interesting.
Remember
It's
that? He
interesting
had
how
his
there's no
chocolate cake with someone.
photographs.
The point is,
Yeah,
right, if
yeah,
he doesn't have a
it's
good answer for that, then come to us and report on that, not his charisma
exactly.
dip.
Because
Yeah,
here's the
yeah.
other thing, right? Like, did you
Right.
Time Magazine just released their interview
You want to
with
have
Trump.
your cake and eat it too. You want to go and eat your chocolate cake and have a great time, and then come.
Can I change my answer? I want to change my
Go
answer.
ahead.
Okay. Jane, you ignorant slut.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's of our time. I want to change my answer. I understand why Bill Maher went,
Yeah.
but I think you're right. It's too important, and if you do not see the parallels between how Hitler went from being elected
Right.
to becoming a dictator, and Bill Maher sees
Yeah.
it, and then also for Bill Maher, this guy
You're
who
pointing
spent
it out.
his entire career, you're helping him to achieve.
Yes.
Like, well, look, he's a nice guy. You're
Right.
helping. Yeah, okay.
We know he's a
I
nice
changed
guy.
my answer.
I'll bet.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, when I watch boxing on TV, the old fights with Tyson, there's Trump. At Trump Plaza, I'd like to talk to him about that. He's an
Yeah.
American phenomenon. He's Trump. But you have to be aware he's setting you up to sane wash him. It's
And I think
behind closed
that is
doors.
what the Larry
That's the problem.
That's what the Larry David piece was about,
That's
right?
the
The Larry
problem.
David piece was about, yeah, you're right. Like, hey,
Yeah.
look, Bill Maher's on my side now. It's like, well,
And you can
say, and Bill Maher knows better.
And you can say, no, I didn't say I support his policies. I said he happened to be. Why are you saying that? that's going to have
Yeah.
that's going to perpetuate his power.
I also think anytime Kid Rock comes to you with an
idea,
invite,
the answer is
that's
no.
an automatic
No.
turn down. That's an automatic turn
So
down.
it's kind of like, and I'm going to tell you something, and Bill Maher, if you're watching, you know this is true. Okay.
Bill Maher.
Again, I know you're watching
This
because we
goes
got
out to you.
35 subscribers.
I know.
For you
23.
to go to dinner and to talk about how charming President T word is, I'm not even going to say it. It's the same thing as what Trump does to other dictators. He's smart, he's clever.
Oh, that's a great example. Yeah,
Kim Jong-un,
that's a great example.
he rules it with an iron fist, but I tell you, blow me. It's aggravate. You know what I mean? That's what he does to other dictators. He's a smart guy. How do you think?
And the other thing
parents
about
of the American tourists Kim Jong-un killed, how do they think they feel about that, sweetie?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Brainwash him.
I really think Maher is grasping for relevance. I honestly do, because he is losing his fan base, and there
I hope
are
so. He deserves
probably
it.
conservative.
He deserves
it. He deserves it.
Yeah.
And then also for Maher to say, "Hey, you're insulting the death of 6 million
You don't have a right to
Jews,"
say
is
that.
also, it's like,
and it's not
like,
true.
Dude, you spent your whole career telling people to not be insulted by
and I
jokes,
put it on the,
and now you're invoking that.
Yeah. Can I put it on the line? Dan Rothenberg, Jew, born Jew, mother's Jew. If they come for us, I'm going. Okay. It is absolutely responsible to look at the parallels between the current president and Hitler. I don't like that. I hope I'm wrong. But it is responsible for Jews to be hyper aware of fascism, because it can happen again, and it is happening again. And I don't think what I'm saying is sensational. It's what's happening. So I am offended by that. And you're not the word of Jews, Maher. He's not Jewish. And
I think if I'm remembering properly, he's always said that he is culturally, but he does not follow. Yeah.
That I have my fellow Jewish friends that disagree with me. I do not think it's ridiculous. I think it's responsible for Jews to call out fascism. Maybe it's not yet full-blown fascism yet.
Well, this is the interesting thing, right? Like, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we're close. Oh, we're close. Oh, we're close."
Close is too close.
Well,
close.
Yeah, close is too close. I would say we're already well over the line. Just all of the insane executive orders, almost none of which will legally hold up.
Yeah.
He's already ignoring a Supreme Court order. They arrested a judge this week.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff, and this is why I agree. So, two things. I agree that the Hitler comparison is overused in politics, but right now, everything that Hitler did after he was elected,
fit. Who else? He's consolidating power.
Yeah.
Completely.
You've otherized people.
Yes.
You're sending them to foreign concentration camps. You've done away with due process.
I'm not quick to point Hitler.
It's the best comparison. Everything that Hitler did in the first 100 days, Trump has tried to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, what's stopped him is the courts, and now he's going after the courts, which is exactly what Hitler did.
Bill Maher just officially broized himself. He's a bro now.
Bill Maher was the first person I heard talk about false equivalence.
Yes, false equivalence.
Like, people
he's officially entered the era of false equivalencies. Like, for instance, I remember.
Oh, by the way, I just got a text from Bill Maher inviting me to dinner.
What's it gonna be, Joe? This is it. This is the rest of your life.
This is
What's it gonna be?
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, his text is very,
You
it's
know
very
what? You took
sane, very calm. It
yeah.
comes across
He's
as,
that
just very measured.
really, really,
It says, "Dear Joe Klosik, I hear you've been talking about me, and I would love to sit down over some
really.
whitefish and Coca-Cola and just discuss my
He sounds like
plans."
such a nice guy. You know
Right?
what? I was
He's a nice
wrong.
guy.
He
It's nice to hear you say that, Dan.
wow.
It's refreshing.
He sounds like,
Yeah.
you know what? My bad. You should go.
Should I
You should
go?
go and
Okay.
tell him I apologize. Sounds like a really nice guy.
Oh wait. He wants me to smoke pot with him on his podcast, so I'm out.
Oh, okay. We got to stay sober. Wow.
Got to
You
stay
can't
sober.
sit there with a
Yeah.
stogie. Fuck these guys and their stogies. Bottom line, I'm out. I'm just tired of it. Fuck you.
I'm tired of it.
That was a fuck you. That was a fucking Al Pacino. Fuck you. It comes from my bowel.
I like it.
Fuck
I
you.
like it.
That
Fuck
was a Al
you.
Pacino, Glengarry Glen Ross. Fuck you, Dave. You know you got a big mouth.
I would have taken a flamethrower to this
Yeah.
place.
Not quite, Joe.
I know. Sorry.
Tired.
Can you give the line? Can you do the line?
No, I don't do a good Pacino. I do a half-ass Tony Montana. Hey, fuck you. Hacky. Why you always, Joe? Why you always talk to me like I gotta know something? Huh? One time.
I just feel like you need to know, Tony.
One time. That's all you
I
gotta
feel
tell
like you
me.
need
One
to
time.
know. That TV show he had, Politically Incorrect, was pretty cool. And the fact that they yanked it off the air after 9/11 because they directly
Mm-hmm.
called Bill Maher out about, hey, you got to be careful what you say. And Bill Maher was like, fuck that. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
careful what I say.
Yeah.
This is America. And that's how we got the HBO show,
Yeah.
because people were like, nope, we like his style. We like the fact that he can have an intelligent
He's
conversation and make funny.
He's bro.
He's
He officially broed
he's
it.
bro.
He's bro. He dove into the false equivalencies of bro.
Yeah, I hear you.
There's certain
Okay,
things
I hear you.
he
Here's the other thing about Maher
Mhm.
that is kind of interesting. I think Bill Maher from 10 years ago would be disgusted with current day Bill Maher.
Mhm.
And I think Bill Maher from 10 years ago was very much he was astutely aware of how dangerous Trump was. And you're right. He pointed out to people, and he takes credit for all the time, this guy's not going to leave
Yes.
office. This guy is going to be a
You
disaster.
get it.
Now,
Right.
you've seen this guy subvert civil rights, destroy the market, cozy up to dictators, just do everything that a dictator would do, but you're willing to go to dinner with him and hear him out.
Yeah.
And that saying washes him.
what?
You're right. It basically,
Hear what? What are you hearing, prick?
yeah.
What do you hear?
Yeah.
Again.
Well, my friend, wouldn't you have loved to have been in that conversation?
he was
just a
nice?
fly on the wall to have Trump be like, well, my friend Kid Rock says you talk a lot of shit about me, but he also said you'd like to get together and let's smoke some stogies and have cake.
Yeah. Hear what? Yeah. Okay. So, right. It's one thing if you want to go and if you want to go there and put him on the spot and ask for answers and create an awkward meal and then report back to us.
Fine, do that. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
You go and ruin Thanksgiving. Then you come back. You go and have fun and laugh. Fine. Keep it to yourself. It's irrelevant.
It also shows, I think, the danger of fragile egos, right? Because Bill Maher also said, I had never been invited to the White House by a Democrat.
Yeah, because you didn't.
And it's like, well, sorry, we were busy doing things.
Yeah, we were doing things. Now you're serving him. Yeah. I hate to say it. It's ignorance. To me, it's really, it's pathetic.
It is.
It's
pathetic.
Bro ignorance,
and
you're one of them. So
it's amazing.
Sit back, smoke your stogie, relax with your prostitutes in your hot tub. Do you?
Or have someone do you.
But you know.
Yeah. He knows. He
No,
knows. It's
you.
fascinating to
Yeah,
see a lot of these older comedians just continue to become more and more conservative.
yeah.
Like we saw it with Joe Rogan. We're seeing it with Bill
hmm
Maher.
You're
It's
just a you're just
I
a
would love.
useful idiot now. Boom,
Yeah. Oh,
done. You're
that's
just
a
a
great way of
useful
putting it.
idiot
Yeah.
now. Let's wrap on that, man.
Yeah.
Subscribe to this shit.
Hit the
Hit the
button.
button. I'm angry
Hit the
today, Joe. I'm
button.
angry. I'm mad as hell.
I like it. You let it out, buddy.
Subscribe to this shit, man.
Say it like Tony Montoya would say it.
Montana. Hey, why don't you subscribe to this channel, okay? You want to subscribe? Hey, fuck you. Subscribe to this
I'm
channel,
sorry,
okay?
sir.
It's
Okay,
not
I'm
about Tony
subscribing right
Montana.
now.
Hey,
We should ask our 23 fans chime in. Would you like to see Dan host the next episode of the
Tony,
Splain in character?
Tony Montana. I don't think so, okay? But we'll see.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, goodbye. Bye bye. Everything is roses, okay? Goodbye. We'll see you next. Subscribe. We'll see you next time on the Splain.